I did a couple of modules this week, and I just kept hearing Kent come through, because I mean, I probably, like a lot of people in the program, when I started on the 4 questions, I was like, well, this is not going to do anything but piss everybody off. I mean, I'm in real estate, man. I mean, it's like these people are going to say, well, you just said in your previous message to me, hey, I just checked out your profile and I think we have some synergy. Would you like to connect? And then, of course, they do. But just to kind of ream me out a little bit, you said you checked it out, and then you asked me what my business was. So I took that session yesterday to heart, about, because actually I have a guy named Dominic, the heavyweight boxer. He actually came into town last week from California, and I think he viewed me as a Google-eyed fan. So that kind of shifted things from it being about him and his family to me being a Google-eyed fan. And I noticed after being with him for a week, he tried to ghost me the last 2 days he was in town. And then when he got back to California, he totally ghosted me. And I was just like, oh my God, I have screwed this up completely. Well, after yesterday's sessions, I decided to go back and start from A, or 1. And I just sent him a message and said, I never did ask you, what is your core business for 2022? And I mean, he piped in, he called me and he said, yeah, man, I'm glad you asked me that. He said, I'm wanting to start some amateur boxing gyms. I've already got 6 here in California. And I mean, he's talking a mile a minute. And he says, I want to have another 6 in the DFW area. That's how come I want to move there, yada, yada, yada. And it just opened up the floodgates for this guy. He started telling me exactly what he wanted, because I had asked him several times, what's your ideal home? And that wasn't the right question. But after implementing I only used 2 of the questions. And like so many other students say, just follow what Kent tells you to do and you will win. And I mean, but I got to be honest, I was trying to change up those questions to pertain more to real estate, and it just didn't work, because every time I ask them a pointed question, anybody, not just Dominic, and by the way, he's a $1.2 million cash buyer. But anyways, when you ask a pointed question pertaining to your industry, it's so easy for them to come back with it. No, I'm already covered. My guys got me fixed up. And that ended it right there. You're done. And
Yep.
so I just love the 4-question technique. It does work, whether you think it pertains to your industry or not. By God, it does. I have one more as a result of shifting my mindset back to the way it needed to go. And I knew the only way I was going to get out of that funk was to go back to my studies and refocus on the LinkedIn process. And I mean, the very first one I reached out to, he connected and he called me. It didn't go past the first. He called me up and he says, hey, Chad, we were just chatting on LinkedIn. And I was like, oh, hey, JD. And he says, I got $1.7 million in cash. I need to purchase at least 4 SFRs. He says, can you represent me on that? I said, I would love to, JD. I said, tell me about your situation. And it was such a positive call. And he says, now don't be like the other guys I talked to and tell me you're going to do it and ghost me. I said, no, sir, I will not. So that was a very, very big win for me. And it actually ended up being bigger than the one that I lost that bothered me so bad. So you are correct. Staying in the mindset, staying positive. If you encounter something negative, you've got to get it out of the way and go back to what makes you happy. So yes, it was a wonderful week. I had
Chad, that's amazing.